What's up, everybody? This is Lyrispect for Reelblack, and I'm sitting with Mandela Van Peebles and Mandela Van Peebles, stars of We the Party, the new film, coming to you quite soon. How are you today?
Good. Quite soon, like this weekend.
April 6th.
Listen, you gotta focus. You're smart. But academically, you're being lazy. If you're lazy, man, you might as well be stupid. That's like...
All we ever hear is sky's the limit. Please, we all know record companies are done. But everybody's still trying to blow up like Drake and Kanye. And most of these athletes won't even come close to going pro. But they all still trying to ball. The truth is, you can't get everything you want out of life unless you got a real, legit plan.
How many flights you hand out, bro? All of them, and the email blast. They're gonna be turned.
She got a body like Serena Williams.
So you're a businessman, huh?
Come on, little mama. Look at his face.
You know, we did it independently, which means, you know, I paid myself $1 to direct it and $10 to write it.
Nice.
Didn't pay him a lot. But he worked for a family discount.
Nice.
But, you know, it's like we did what we wanted to say. So,
Nice.
you know, I think there's 3 loves in your life. Love what you do. Try to love the folks you do it with, the people you work with, and love what you say with it. And We the Party, whether it makes a dime or not, we're already rich, because it's like we got to do what we wanted to do.
I love that. So, I mean, you look at something like in 1989, you worked with your father in Identity Crisis. So 23 years later, you're working with Mandela. So does it feel like it comes full circle for you? And what's that feeling like?
She knows identity crisis.
Yeah, that's right.
We do our homework in real life.
Cool. Yeah, well, you know, and my dad is also in this movie too. Mm-hmm. It's really kind of a dream come true. Sometimes I look at my life and I go, wow, you know, life gives you a chance to play all the roles. Mm-hmm. You know, from, you know, being in Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood to Clint Eastwood helps me get connected with Warner Brothers, where I got to direct New Jack City. Mm-hmm. And I made friends with these 2 brothers when I was doing New Jack City, who did a movie called House Party. Mm-hmm. And now I'm doing a movie called We the Party.
Yes, yes.
So there's a lot of connects that are really cool. Mm-hmm. Part of it's working with family. I learned a lot from my dad, and now with We the Party, I'm actually pivoting and learning from it with my kids.
Sure.
My son Mandela, but my other kids in the movie as well. So listening to them and going, okay, no, like there was a song he brought to me, and I thought the song was good. And he's like, no, this is a hit, yo. This is a hit. You got to put it in the movie.
Nice.
Tell him that song.
What
man.
song was that?
It was Cat Daddy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
The Cat Daddy.
I showed it to him before it was a single, and I was like, we saw. I brought him to the club with me, and we saw them perform. I was like, look, we got to get these guys in the movie. And
Nice.
we ended up being able to do it, and sure enough, Cat Daddy has 84 million hits on YouTube.
Yeah, it's extremely popular.
Yeah, they got a new one coming out called Peter Griffin.
Nice.
I'm already hip to it.
I'm so afraid of
So he's just right ahead of the curve, and so it's like paying off to like, oh wow, because what happened was when we started this whole project,
Sure.
it really came out organically. Like, you know, well, tell them what happened, man.
Pretty much, me and my siblings just wanted to check out the LA club scene, and there were a lot of good teen clubs going on at the time. It was like around summer, and we was like, "Yo, Dad, can you give us a ride to some of these clubs?" And he said,
Hell no.
Right, exactly.
Unless you take me with you.
Right.
So I was like, no, if you go with me, then you could go.
Yeah.
And so they were like, nah.
So we had to bring it back to the drawing board, and what we came up with was, you know, we dressed him up in some skinny jeans, you know, a snapback, some campus Adidas, you know, swag him out a little bit, let him walk a few inches behind us.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, nice.
So basically, I went incognito. I was like their bouncer, member of an entourage.
Nice.
And I got to see how the kids were dancing, like safe sex on the dance floor.
Sure.
It was crazy.
Sure.
The music they were listening to. And so I think that's why one of the reasons We the Party feels so real is it came from real stuff, inspired by real stuff.
Yeah, I was definitely
all
gonna.
the way around.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I mean, you were really excellent in the film, and this is my first time seeing you on screen. Really natural. What was one of your favorite things about, you know, working with your dad, but also just, you know, being on screen, and your supporting cast was really amazing too. You had a really great chemistry with your boys, and you know, with your love interest. Answer any of them.
Working with my dad is always awesome because, one, we've been working together since I was born pretty much. And it is natural. It looks natural, but it is natural. And one of the things I know with working with him is, you know, he's my dad. He's got my back. he's got love for me, so he wants to see me do my best. If I got a booger in my nose, he's gonna tell me, look, man, go to the bathroom. You got a booger in your nose.
Right.
You know, if I don't know my lines, he's gonna say, look, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. Come back and know your lines, because on set, you know, you don't have time to play around, and at the same time, I want to make sure people don't think that it's just nepotism. That I just got the role because I'm his son. Like, I had to know the lines. I had to show up early, set an example for the other cast. So they say, oh, look, his son is here early. I gotta at least be on time, because or else I'm gonna look real bad. And you know, that was pretty cool. Also, since he is my dad, I want to see him do good too. So I want to say some of the dialogue. I'll be like, yo, Dad, nobody says that no more. You know, people don't say that.
Right.
So yo, say this. And let us say this. And you know, that worked out too. Put this guy in the movie.
I think you can tell We the Party is made with a lot of love. It's like if it was a gumbo, it was made with a lot of love. You know, and I think that comes across.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, thinking of even speaking of approach, so a lot of subtext is covered also in Fair Game, your must-see documentary. What was the inspiration for We the Party, and how did those two pieces interconnect for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, part of A Game and Fair Game come up sort of contextually in We the Party, and that. But I also think it comes out of me being a dad.
Sure.
Because part of what I think is as a father is, you know, if you want to raise conscious children, right, conscious people who are going to be running it tomorrow, then you can't be afraid to complete a conversation with them that society already started.
Exactly.
So society already started talking to them about hypermaterialism and hypersexuality. So that comes up naturally in We the Party. So yeah, it's got all the fun and the music and the pretty and the sexy.
Right.
But we talk about it. You might not be able to buy your sense of self at the mall.
Right.
You might not find your self-esteem in those new spinners. You may have to do something, stand for something, live for something, and sometimes die for something.
Yeah.
And that, you know, you look at people like, you know, Gandhi and Teresa, and Mother Teresa and Malcolm, and we didn't love them because of the shops they shopped at or the designer clothes they bought. It's what they stood for.
And that's what you mentioned in the film as well.
In the context of the film, I was like,
Definitely.
that's organic, because this generation is being hit with all that stuff. You know, I say this, like, indigenous peoples engineered it so, you know, 90% of the kids, the tribe, could pass the rite of passage and become respected as adults. We in this, you know, society have engineered it so 90% of our kids will never feel recognized as adults. They'll never have a Bentley. They'll never be a movie star. They'll never be president. Some of them will, but 90% won't. Creating that huge insecurity gap is strategic, because those people buy a lot at the mall.
Course.
Insecure people buy a lot of stuff they don't need. We bring that up in We the Party. So you're like, wait a minute, I'm watching a kids movie. This kind of stuff is coming up. It's making me think. That's a trip, because if you think when you watch a movie, next thing you might be thinking when you vote.
Exactly.
You might be thinking when you watch reductive news. Do you know what I mean?
That's one of the great things about We the Party is I like to think of it as a freshly baked corn dog, because it's got the meaty moral inside wrapped in some doughy, soft, sweet bread that just you could eat it easily.
I'm going to cap and say thank you for those images that you're presenting, and we would love to know, what are your future projects? What do you hope for people to get out of this film?
Well, you know, again, because we did it independently, we don't have a lot of big studio love. The biggest thing is people coming out April 6th. You know, a lot of times Hollywood gets behind only a certain type of film. If they say it's a black film, they say, well, they all want to see folks with wigs and dresses on. Do you know what I mean? I'm fine with that, but I think having some alternatives is a good thing. You know, I think it's big. I think when we laughed with and at Cosby, and 20 years later, you had the Huxtables in the White House. I don't think that's an accident. I think you want to be the success you see. So I think media is real important, especially for young folks.
Absolutely.
So if we get, you know, if it works and people go, you know, April 6th and get out, we'll get to do more. If it doesn't, you know, he'll be community college, and I'll be selling, you know, tube socks and oranges. You know, we shall see. You know, but it's what. And after this, we'll take a nice long nap, chill out. Let's go see a movie. What you want to do, man? Party?
I want to get a massage.
Get a massage.
Nice. That sounds wonderful. Wonderful.
Did I pass or fail? Graduate or go to jail? Who writes the test? Who defines success? We all want to win, play ball or rap, but when that don't happen, it ain't no going on that. You dropped out too young. Now you just busting caps, call it blue and red, but it's really black on black. Listen up, brother. You need to understand, being truly educated ain't a part of they plan. We got tricked again, slicked again, held back and not picked again. The truth been flipped again, ripped again.
I'm Mario Van Peebles, and this is
Mandela Van Peebles.
He is. I know this guy. I love your work.
Yo, your work is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and you know what you're watching? What are they watching?
Real Black TV.
Real Black TV.